Hello everyone, let's go through how we can use the Claude code for the Salesforce development. First, let's walk through the agenda and then we'll go to the next steps. Hi, let's go through how Claude code works with Salesforce. So you can development side. So these are the demo steps what we are going to perform. First one is we are going to install Claude code. Then we are going to check the Salesforce org before the code development by Claude. So how the Salesforce org looks like before we do the development with Claude. And then walk through the schema that we are planning to use, walk through the prompts that we will input to the Claude code. And we are going to input these prompts into the Visual Studio Claude Code terminal and wait for the Claude code to complete the coding, and we will provide inputs as necessary. Check if all the components are deployed properly or not in Salesforce. Once the Claude code completes its development work, we are going to check if all the components are deployed properly or not. And then create a sample data load using the Claude code. To test it out, we need some sample data. So we're going to use the Claude code to develop the sample data load also. And at the end, we will check the application that's developed by the Claude code. This is the agenda for this one, for this video. So we'll go step by step at it. So installing Claude code is pretty easy. So you can search for Claude AI and then click on the Claude AI link. Probably I already logged in, so it's not going to ask me to log in again. But for you, you have to log in. And also once you log in, click on this apps and extensions. Okay, you see like, you got to install the Claude code. Here how you can follow the instructions, click on that install button. Once you go there. So based on your OS, so you can select. So I'm going to use mine as a Mac OS, and then just copy that, go to your terminal window, open your terminal window, and just hit enter. So as I already installed, so I don't have to install it again. So that is how easy it is to install the Claude code. So this is a Salesforce org where we are going to do the development. So I subscribe for the new developer org. So and then you can see that I brought up the service app module for now, but you don't see anything related to sales organizations or anything like that in the app. That is where we are going to build an app for the sales organizations and sales teams, which I am going to show you in the next steps, like how we are going to do that. For now, you can see that there is no development, nothing available for the sales organizations and sales teams mapping. So in our agenda, so far we have installed the Claude code, and we are also given a walkthrough on the Salesforce org before the code development. So the third one is we are going to walk through the schema that we are planning to use. So we are going to build this new schema. So let me go here. So this is my schema which I am planning to build. The user is a standard object. We have two custom objects we are creating. One is sales organization and another one is sales team. So we are going to build a junction object, sales organization and sales teams relationship user object. So here you can see like, we have two fields, that new fields we are planning to create. Under the sales team also, we are planning to create two new fields. Under that, we are going to have a junction where we're going to have associated with the sales organization, sales team, and the user object. So this is going to be the schema which we are planning to use to develop our new custom LWC component. So this is the prompts which I have prepared. So the main objective is I want to make sure that I am providing all the prompts that are necessary for the Claude, so that it can helps us to build the complete code in one go. Let's see how that works. For now, these are the currently the prompts which I'm going to provide to the Claude. The first one is I just want I want to create a new app, sales organization teams, and then these are the app details which I am planning to provide. The first one is a create custom object, sales organization and sales team, and a create fields name with sales organization description with 255 characters and the external ID with 25 characters in sales organization custom object. The same thing we are going to do that for sales team with a description, name, and then external ID. That is for the sales team custom object. And we are also creating a junction object, sales organization teams user, where we're going to, name is going to have an auto number, and then sales organization is going to the lookup to the sales organization object, like we explained in the schema. And the same way, sales team is going to have a lookup to the sales team object, and then user is going to have a lookup to the standard object, user object. And role, that's where we are going to have the quick list values. It depends upon what the user role is going to be. User can select for that specific sales team and organization. They can be a facilities manager or account executive or sales engineer. And then we can have an active flag to define the yes or no. These are all the fields that we are planning to create under the sales organization team user junction object. So once that object creation of is done, so I'm instructing the Claude to create a custom Salesforce app, the sales organization sales teams relationship. Under that app, we want to have an LWC to insert the data into the sales organization sales component. So if I want to insert a data, I should be able to insert a record. And also, I want to provide an option to search for the user. So the once user is found, display the record on the screen. So depending upon that user selection, it's going to display the users that are in the records that are under the sales organization team user object. And also, we have an identify any duplicate records based on sales organization, sales team, and user. So this is going to be our duplicate criteria, just to identify and highlight them if duplicate records are found. So allow users to select the records to download into CSV. So once the results are displayed, we should be able to download that into CSV, and then provide sales organization name and sales team. So that way we know if in case if we want to edit, we can edit them in the download file. Allow users to upload the CSV file and then update the records based on the CSV data, and update sales organization's name, sales team based on the name. So ignore read-only fields so that we don't want to, when we download it, we may download the read-only fields, so we don't want to ignore those. If uploaded CSV file does not contain any Salesforce ID, then insert these records into sales organization team user object. So consider that as a new records. You should also allow selected users to records to delete. So that is another option which we want to build. Allow users to edit single record on the screen. Also provide an option to delete the single record. So provide permissions to all the objects, fields, apps to the system administrator profile. So this is a complex one which we are planning to build the LWC app. So let's see how Claude behaves and how Claude is going to build this complete complex functionality. So let's take all these prompts and paste it into the Claude. So I'm copying the prompts here and going to the Visual Studio Code terminal, type in Claude. Then once you are in, then paste all your prompts here. Okay, and then hit enter. So it started working on that. So it's going to take a while. Let's see how long it's going to take. I'm going to pause for now. You can see it started working now. It's creating the custom objects and fields, Apex controllers. If you really look into these classes, and the data LWC, It will start. Shortly you are going to see all the code files here. Do you want to proceed? I will say yes. I need to say yes. Yes, so here, so this is the action right now it is performing. So it's trying to build the package for the custom objects. So it's completed now. It's going to create Apex controllers. So you can see that files. It's creating sales are uh, team user controller. And the meanwhile, the controller class is done. Now it's going to create the LWC objects that are needed for the sales arc team user manager. So it's done with LWC controller. So you can see the controller class has created CSS file, and shortly you should see the JS file too. The JavaScript file is still creating. So it has built the CSS, it has built the HTML that's needed for, and then it's planning to be, still we need to waiting for the JS file. So it's created the JS file. This is a JS file it has created. Complete. You can see that it has written almost 539 lines, 540 lines of the code. And so it's now creating the tabs, layout, flexi page, app, and permission sets. It's, it's done with all files creation. So it's going to automatically deploy the code. It's going to ask and it's going to deploy the code. Okay, so you can ask to deploy it. So it's going to deploy the code. So I will pause it here for now. So you can see now the deployment successful. Of course, it went through a couple of iterations to make sure that it has able to successfully deploy all the code. So you can see it has deployed the three custom objects, the custom fields, one Apex class, LWC, custom tabs, layouts, flexi page, custom application, permission set, all that it has done. Okay, so now you can also walk through these, what are the objects, fields that are created, everything. Okay, in the next video, we'll go to the Salesforce and see like where all these, available in the Salesforce directly in the Salesforce org. So let's check, the deployment has completed. So now let's go and check all the review, the code changes that are done by the Claude. So we requested to create a flex page. So there is a sales org team relationship flexi page. These are all built by Claude. I see you can click the record because we don't have any data for the sales team and sales organization. We may not be able to create a record right now because we need to create the custom um, data for that. So let's review the rest of the changes. Let's go to the setup and go to the custom object manager. So we requested to create a sales organization, sales organization team user. It has created. And if you go to, let's see if the app builder, you go to the Lightning app builder. So it has created the sales org team manager. And also if you really look into that, it might have created the component also. So pretty much it has done now, let's create a sample data using the Claude, and then, we'll insert the data into and then try to test out all the new record and other rest of the functionality. Let's create a sample data using the Claude so that, we can test this functionality. So I had already entered the prompt. So create sample data for sales organization, sales team, and sales organization team user. Let's see, how that's going to execute. So I'm going to pause because it's going to take at least a couple of minutes. So let me pause that. So it's asking to provide the confirmation. Let me provide the confirmation. Yes. So it's kind of created 5 records for sales organization, sales team, seven records on sales organization team, user 12 records. Let's go to the Salesforce and review if data exists. Let me refresh it. Yeah, you can see that, it has created all the data. And then if I click on new, if I do this global enterprise and sales team, channel partners, and then user enter Rangish and select the roles, account executive, and I can create. Okay, somehow I'm getting an error, save failed error. So let me try to do that again and copy that. Global enterprise. This is a good example, like, why it's failing. So you can pass on that error message back to Claude and check and see like what is going on. So I'm going to, oops, require all fields. Okay, this is a field account execute. I'm going to copy this error. Even though it says record successful, but I don't see that, 12 records are there. But anyway, I'm going to pass this message to Claude saying that I'm getting an error message when I try to insert a new record. So now you can, so meanwhile, let's check what is happening here. Maybe I will try to refresh the page again. So fixed and deployed. So now let me refresh it, refresh that one more time and create new record. So global enterprise and then enterprise east and then select range and then select role, account executive, then create. So it's successfully created. So almost last time also it created, even though it was throwing an error, that was able to create that one. Let me check if I have warning. It is showing like how many duplicate records are there. I can select these two records and I can delete as well. So pretty much all this functionality is working. Now let's see if I can download the data. Yes, I can download the data as well. Okay. So somehow the download functionality is not working, but okay, we will troubleshoot in the next step. So to continue further our testing, I was trying to click on it and trying to download. This functionality was not working. So this one I entered the prompt saying that if I select records and try to download, it's not working. So I want Claude to fix that issue. This is, one good example to see like how Claude can effectively fix the code as well. So let me pause for a few minutes. So Claude says, it has deployed the code, the bug has been fixed. Let me try to test it out. Sometimes we may have to refresh it twice because, sometimes the cache is, because due to the cache, sometimes it's not working. So let me select and see if that works. Yeah, it's working as expected. I'm going to download it right now. Let me open the file and check, how that's working. Yeah, perfect. So this is worked as expected. So this was we were able to download the file. So that's how you can uh, troubleshoot that using the Claude. So it automatically fixes the code. In the next video, let's do some enhancements to this current application. So let's build few more enhancements to this application. So now I can see I can go to the global enterprise, but I'm not able to click and go to that record. Same with the sales team and the user records. So now I'm going to ask Claude to provide the link so that, in case if I want to go and look into the sales organization record, I can do that one. So I'm going to ask Claude, okay, you provide an hyperlink to the sales org, sales team, and user records. So it started working on it. Hopefully it's going to be done in a minute or two. Let's wait and see if it can complete the job. Yeah, the code has been deployed. I'm going to refresh the screen. Let me do hard refresh. Yeah. So you can click on that link now and I can go to that record, the detailed record of that, or I can click on the user record and I can go to the user record as well. So that's how you can do the enhancements as well. Let's see if check duplicates functionality is working or not. Yeah, perfect. So functionality is working. So another one, you can edit the record here, and also if you want to delete, you can delete the single record as well. So this entire functionality is working as we expected. So that's the power of Claude. It's very excited to see how the things are, how in Salesforce, how we can develop things so quickly.